Food is recognized as both a fundamental basic human need and a human right, essential for survival, health, and well-being. Several international instruments and conventions recognize the right to food, emphasizing the importance of its implementation and protection. The right to food is enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 25, which states that everyone has a right to a standard of living adequate for the health and well-being of himself and his family, including food. Article 11 of the International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights defines the state's obligations to progressively realize everyone's right to have access to sufficient and safe food. However, several obstacles hinder the right to food, and among others is climate change and environmental degradation. These make it harder for people to get enough food. Increased carbon dioxide levels and unsustainable farming practices contribute to a declining soil fertility and lower crop yields. Frequent droughts and floods lead to crop failure, reducing food availability. Reduced agricultural output leads to higher food costs, making it difficult for low-income families to afford nutritious meals. A major driving factor behind these changes is the increase in greenhouse gas emissions, which are both accelerating climate change and making food production more difficult. Agriculture itself is caught in a vicious cycle. It suffers from climate impacts while also being a significant contributor to the crisis. Livestock farming releases large amounts of methane. Deforestation for farmlands increases carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, while synthetic fertilizers release nitrous oxide, a potent greenhouse gas.
We've seen animal agriculture being the biggest driver of global warming or climate crisis. 3 greenhouse gases in the atmosphere are largely originating from animal agriculture. That is methane, nitrous oxide, carbon dioxide.
These emissions intensify extreme weather patterns, disrupt ecosystems, and make it increasingly difficult to grow enough food to feed a growing population. Tackling food insecurity requires action from governments, businesses, and individuals alongside practical measures to help in mitigation and adaptation.
To agree to contribute something towards the mitigation of climate change, here we shall be looking at 2 issues. There is what we call climate change adaptation and climate change mitigation.
By investing in sustainable approaches, we can protect both people's livelihoods and future food supplies. The Plant-Based Treaty offers a practical food systems approach to addressing food insecurity, climate crisis, biodiversity loss, and public health challenges. The global initiative that complements the Paris Agreement offers transformation towards resilient plant-based food systems that nourish communities while respecting ecosystems. Built on 3 principles of redirect, restore, and relinquish, the Plant-Based Treaty facilitates a transition to equitable plant-based food systems rooted in local knowledge and agroecological practices, condemns deforestation for unsustainable livestock farming, and restoration of the earth. Endorsing the treaty by individuals, governments, businesses, and institutions would not only address food insecurity, but would also address the climate ocean, biodiversity loss, and contribute to public health. To be part of this historical achievement, visit plantbasedtreaty.org to endorse the treaty.